Welcome to Hedge and Haven, where we uncover the jaw-dropping secrets of the world's richest minds. Because billionaires don't play by the same rules as us. What if I told you an Australian billionaire is building a $5 billion green empire to transform his country's future? In 2025, Andrew Forrest, the mining magnate turned green energy pioneer, is making waves with a bold plan to power Australia with sustainable energy. In the next 23 minutes, we're diving deep into Forrest's $5 billion green empire. What's he building? Why now? And what does it mean for Australia and the world? Is this the future of energy or a risky gamble? Stick around to find out, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more billionaire secrets. Let's start with Andrew Forrest, a man whose journey from mining tycoon to green energy advocate is nothing short of remarkable. Born in Perth in 1961, Forrest founded Fortescue Metals Group on FMG in 2003, turning it into one of Australia's biggest iron ore producers. His aggressive expansion made him a billionaire, with a net worth of $20 billion by 2025, making him one of Australia's richest people. But Forrest isn't content with just mining. He's pivoted his focus to green energy, launching Fortescue Future Industries, FFI, to combat climate change. His latest move is a $5 billion investment in renewable energy projects across Australia, from solar farms to green hydrogen plants. This isn't just a business decision, it's a personal mission for Forrest, who's been vocal about Australia's reliance on fossil fuels. So what's behind this green empire, and how is he planning to change the energy landscape? Let's break down the $5 billion green empire. Forrest's plan is ambitious, aiming to position Australia as a global leader in renewable energy by 2030. The $5 billion is split across multiple projects. First, there's a $2 billion solar farm in the Pilbara region, expected to generate 1 gigawatt of power, enough to supply 300,000 homes. Second, a $1.5 billion green hydrogen plant in Gladstone, Queensland, will produce hydrogen using renewable energy, targeting industrial clients like steelmakers. Third, a $1 billion wind farm off the coast of Western Australia will add another 500 megawatts to the grid. These projects are part of FFI's goal to produce 15 million tons of green hydrogen annually by 2030, replacing fossil fuels in heavy industries. Forrest is also investing in infrastructure, pipelines, storage facilities, and export terminals to make Australia a green energy exporter. The scale is massive, but so are the challenges. What's driving Forrest to take on such a bold vision, and can he pull it off? The timing is no coincidence. Australia's energy transition is at a tipping point in 2025. The country has long relied on coal and gas, which account for 60% of its electricity generation. But with global pressure to cut emissions, Australia committed to net zero by 2050 under the Paris Agreement. Coal is on the decline. In 2025, coal-fired power stations are closing at a record pace, with 4 major plants shutting down this year alone, according to the Australian Energy Market Operator, AEMO. Renewable energy, including solar and wind, now makes up 35% of the grid, up from 25% in 2023, driven by government subsidies and private investment. Forrest sees an opportunity to fill the gap with his green empire, leveraging Australia's abundant sunlight and wind resources. He's also tapping into export markets. Japan and South Korea have signed tentative deals to buy Australian green hydrogen, worth $2 billion annually by 2027. But the transition isn't smooth, and Forrest's plan faces significant hurdles. Let's dive into the projects in detail. The Pilbara Solar Farm is a cornerstone of Forrest's strategy, located in one of the sunniest regions in the world. It uses cutting-edge solar panels with 22% efficiency, far above the industry average, and includes battery storage to ensure power supply at night. The Gladstone Green Hydrogen plant is even more innovative, using electrolyzers powered by renewable energy to split water into hydrogen and oxygen. This hydrogen can replace coal and steel production, a sector that emits 7% of global greenhouse gases. The Western Australia wind farm features 100 turbines, each 200 meters tall, designed to withstand the region's harsh coastal conditions. Forrest's team claims these projects will create 10,000 jobs by 2026. a boon for local economies hit hard by mining slowdowns. But the costs are staggering. Construction delays have already pushed the timeline back by 6 months, and supply chain issues for batteries and electrolyzers are adding millions to the budget. Is Forrest's green empire on track, or is it facing too many roadblocks? Now let's talk about the economic context. Australia's economy is at a crossroads in 2025. The mining boom, which fueled Forrest's early wealth, is fading. Iron ore prices have dropped 20% this year due to oversupply from China, hitting Fortescue's profits. Unemployment is ticking up, reaching 5.5% in March 2025, and consumer confidence is shaky, with retail sales down 3% year over year. The government is pushing a $50 billion renewable energy package to offset these losses. And Forrest's $5 billion investment aligns perfectly with this agenda. Tax incentives and grants cover 30% of his project costs, making the green empire financially viable. But critics argue that the focus on renewables ignores short-term job losses in coal regions. Queensland saw 2,000 layoffs in the energy sector this year alone. Forrest counters that his projects will create more jobs in the long run, but the transition pain is real. Is this a bold move to secure Australia's future, or a gamble that leaves workers behind? Let's explore the environmental and social impact. Forrest's green empire is a response to Australia's climate crisis. Wildfires and droughts in 2024 killed 500 people and cost $10 billion, pushing public demand for action. His projects aim to cut Australia's emissions by 5% by 2030, a significant step toward net zero. The green hydrogen plant alone could replace 1 million tons of coal annually, a major win for sustainability. But there's backlash. Environmentalists say the solar farm's land use disrupts native ecosystems, and the wind farm's turbines threaten migratory birds. Socially, Forrest's wealth, $20 billion, contrasts sharply with the struggles of average Australians, where the cost of living has risen 6% in 2025. Protests in Perth last month called for green billionaires to pay up, with signs demanding higher taxes on the rich. Forrest's empire might save the planet, but will it win over a skeptical public? What about the risks? Forrest's $5 billion green empire is a high-stakes bet. First, there's the financial risk. Delays and cost overruns could push the total investment to $7 billion, straining Fortescue's cash flow. Second, there's the technological risk. Green hydrogen is still unproven at scale, and if the technology fails, Forrest could lose billions. Third, there's the market risk. Export deals with Japan and South Korea depend on global demand, which could falter if economic growth slows. And finally, there's the regulatory risk. Australia's government could change its renewable energy policies, cutting subsidies and leaving Forrest exposed. Despite these challenges, Forrest is doubling down, saying, "This is our generation's moonshot," but has he overreached, or is he laying the foundation for a green revolution? What does this mean for Australia's future in 2025? Forrest's $5 billion green empire could transform Australia into a renewable energy superpower. The country has the potential to export green hydrogen to Asia, creating a new $50 billion industry by 2030, according to AEMO. His job creation, 10,000 positions, could revitalize regions hit by mining declines, while his tech innovations might attract global investors. But the transition isn't without cost. Coal communities are suffering, and the government's $50 billion package is straining public finances, with a projected deficit of $30 billion in 2025. Other billionaires, like Gina Rinehart, are sticking with fossil fuels, creating a divide in Australia's business elite. Forrest's move could inspire a green wave, or it could deepen economic and social tensions. What do you think? Will Australia embrace this green empire, or resist it? Let's zoom out and think about Forrest's motivations. At 64, Forrest is at a stage where legacy matters as much as profit. He's spoken openly about his guilt over mining's environmental toll, donating $1 billion to conservation in 2023. His green empire is a redemption arc, aiming to leave Australia a cleaner, greener place. Sources say he's also eyeing political influence. His projects align with Labor's climate agenda, and he's hinted at advising the government on energy policy. Some see him as a visionary. Others think he's using green energy to polish his image while protecting his fortune. His personal wealth grew 10% in 2025 despite iron ore struggles, thanks to FFI's early success. Will Forrest's green empire cement his legacy as a pioneer, or will it be remembered as a costly experiment? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your take. That's all for today's video. If you found this deep dive into Andrew Forrest's $5 billion green empire helpful, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Hedge and Haven for more billionaire secrets. We've got a new video coming out every Tuesday at 9 a.m. EST, so you don't want to miss it. Next week, we're talking about Carlos Slim's $10 billion AI bet, Mexico's game changer for 2025. Click the bell icon so you're the first to know when it drops. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.